Hello there. Does hell exist? Is there any place, any physical place known as hell? Hell fire, as we are made to believe, where to the souls of those who did not toe the line would go and burn forever and ever and ever. Does any such place exist? That's a reflection for the moment. But first, if you are new here, we'll be glad you subscribe to our page. Hit on the subscribe button. And after that, you equally hit on the notification bell that appears just beneath the subscribe button when you're subscribed, such that whenever there is something new, you could be informed in real time. So let's get started. All religions, the major religions, not almost, notably Christianity and Islam, talk about hell. It's a place where those who did not toe the line, those who did not obey, those who did not blindly follow religion, would find themselves after death. It's a place of torment described by the Holy Books. It's very unpleasant. There is notably a fire there. You would find yourself being burnt forever and ever. So you better toe the line now and follow Islam or follow Christianity, unless you want to find yourself in that place wherein you would burn forever. Does that place exist? Or is it just a strategy to keep people in chains? Let us take a keen look at the scriptures. If hell exists, then we must first of all establish who created it, when it was created, and the purpose for which it was created. So we must go to the Tanakh. The Tanakh is the Jewish Bible, the mother Bible, the mother religion to Christianity and Islam, everything, all of them. Find your roots in the Tanakh. What Christians have as the Old Testament. So let's go to the creation story. If hell is created, it must be created in the creation story. Throughout Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, there is no mention of hell, either literally or profoundly. Directly or indirectly, there is no mention of anything about hell. There are two abodes, we could call it, we could use the term abode. There is heaven and there is the earth. The heavens for the divine, the earth for flesh, all flesh. So if there is a hell that is created, why is it not mentioned in the creation narratives? Why would God create a hell and He doesn't inform mankind about that hellfire from the outset? Doesn't that make Him a very wicked person? So there is such a place from the outset, and He doesn't mention it to humanity, to mankind. That does not make sense. So if hell is not in the creation narratives, is it created after the creation narrative is over or before creation begins? That's the argument of some fundamentalists. They say it's created before creation. So if it's created before creation, that would imply that even before mankind is created, God already created hell for mankind. So He created hell first. So even before mankind sinned and fell, There was already hell. Does that make any sense? If any such thing occurred, it still makes God a tyrant, a very wicked person, the biblical God. And if you make the argument that hell was created after creation, God creates everything, then sometime after he creates hell, then he makes him just some kind of ridiculous dude who did not foresee that hell was necessary from the beginning. Can we say that of an omniscient God? That does not make sense. And everything God created, he found it very good. Everything was good. Is hell good? No. So, when was it created? And who created it? For what purpose? Let's look at the second example. The temptations. Genesis 3. If there is an ideal place where hell should be mentioned, it's when man fell. That's where there should be mention of hell. A man has fallen. God curses and curses and punishes and rebukes all of them, but doesn't mention hell. Can you think of any ideal place where hell should be mentioned, where there should be a mention of hell, other than when man fell? Why doesn't God mention hellfire, telling Adam and Eve that they should repent or they'll go and burn in hell forever? It doesn't mention hell. Rather, he tells them something interesting. You are dust, and you shall return to dust. Genesis 3:19. You shall return to dust, you shall return to the source. Because everything returns to source. That's why Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapters 12, verse 7, I should be quoting correctly, states it again. He reiterates that. Man is dust, he returns to dust. And the spirit returns to God. So if dust returns to dust, and you rot and you become dust, that's your source. And the spirit returns to God, where it comes from. Where does hell fit into the equation? That does not make sense. Hell fits nowhere in that equation. So who created hell? For what purpose? And when did it create hell? By the way, can dust burn forever and ever? Dust. Can dust burn forever and ever? How does that work? And your spirit or the soul, do souls burn? Don't burn. So what would be burning in hell? Forever and ever. Who created hell? When was it created and for what purpose? So does hell exist? I leave that to you. Our book will be more concise. More facts will be in there. This is just an intro to help those dealing with the issue of hellfire, those who are loving God for fear of hellfire, to rather start loving God because of love and not because of fear. Because if your motive is fear, you have missed the mark. Your motive should be love. Because majority of people are just fear-mongering. If there is no talk of hellfire, religion collapses. Thank you for following. If you find our content appealing, don't forget to like, share, also subscribe to the page. so that you could get the word out and many people could be blessed by this.